The agents catch wind that abductees are being returned when one of the Oregon victims turns up in critical condition. Scully leads the charge, desperate to find Mulder.
Doggett brings in an old friend to shed some light on the situation. Along the way, an old acquaintance of Mulder's is discovered to be involved.
This is not happening!
A lot of stuff's happening, Andrew. A lot of stuff is happening here.
It is a mythology two-parter, so that is their favorite territory to be on.
Absolutely. We've got new characters. We've got Mulder kind of officially making his return. We've got Scully crying. We've got so much happening in this episode.
Hey, I'm going to have a lot to say about the character of Monica Reyes.
Okay.
So I'm just warning you in advance that is going to happen.
I'm totally interested to hear what you've got to say, because she is the new character, and as many of us know, she becomes an important part of the show. So,
yes,
excited to see her first interaction with Scully here. Okay, Andrew.
Should we just get it out of the way? The fact that the name of this episode is This Is Not Happening, which is the same as our podcast.
I mean, they were just paying homage to us.
I think they were.
They knew that we would have a show 30 years down the road, and they were like,
before podcasts were even a glint in somebody's eye.
Yes, it is. This is not happening. And that
Season 8, episode 14.
Absolutely. So officially, just over halfway mark on the 8th season, and Mulder will be a prominent part of the rest of the season, which is good. He's had a couple bit parts here and a couple faux returns in flashbacks.
I've been wondering, okay, I know that he was off the show because of contract dispute, but the assumption I have is that he, needed to do other things, wanted to do other things, and the show wanted him, obviously. And he's like, I don't want to do just your show. I want to do more things. I want to be more than just Agent Mulder.
Yeah, he definitely left to pursue other things, but at the same time, they talked him into, and I'm sure he didn't want to leave the show in such a way that hurt the show. So he agreed to do essentially a half a season of episodes to make sure that they could segue Mulder out of the show.
Well, I agree that that's how it ended up, but I don't know whether it's fair to say that he gave a damn about what the show was going to do. It seems to me there were some hard, feelings.
I mean,
there.
they seem to resolve those in the 7th season. There were issues, yes. And I believe
which
I brought those
resulted in the contract which they came up with. But the question I have is, now that he's got all this free time, does he actually end up showing up in other movies? Like, I don't really, I suppose I could spend like the 30 seconds to look at where he was in 2001.
He was kind of around Hollywood at that time. He was, I think, right at the tail end of season 7, he did the Return to Me movie with Minnie Driver. He did Evolution, Ivan Reitman, right after the show, I believe. I think that was after he had quote unquote quit.
That was Evolution, and Zoolander. He has a role.
Zoolander, the great role.
Full Frontal. He has a role there.
So he was doing stuff, and then shortly after this, he landed Californication. So I would say that was a few years later, but
2007. Yeah, X-Files is done and dusted by then.
Right, but he's making a name for himself.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that is definitely his big return. X-Files was his bread and butter until Californication.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Or was Californication,
knowing.
Was that before or after Aquarius? There was a short-lived 2-season detective show that took place in the 60s. Was that before Californication?
Right now. Californication is before Aquarius.
Okay.
Aquarius happens after Californication.
Okay.
26 episodes. That's 2 seasons.
Yeah. By that point, Hollywood was doing shorter seasons for sure. So
either that or it was not getting the ratings.
Yeah, that's right. Mid-season replacement. Oh. That's always a good sign.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, that's good to wrap up. Thanks for indulging me here. But
absolutely.
Maybe we want to talk about actual X-Files.
I'm excited to get into the episode because this is a big one. And
do you like this one? Do you like this two-parter?
I don't have huge issues with it, and I'm sure we'll get into all that, but I accept it. I'll say that. I won't say that it is flawless by any means, but at the same time, I think it's fine. It's fine. And there's a lot of emotion here, whether earned or not. And I'm very happy to get into that when we come across it.
All right. Well, I'll keep that in mind because I got things to say about it.
I'm sure you do. All right. Well, we open, ladies and gentlemen, on Helena, Montana. Pale moonlight pierces the countryside night on a quiet horizon. An orb of light streaks through the sky out of nowhere and a speeding car down a gravel road behind it. Out of the sunroof sticks a man's hand with a disposable camera, snapping photos. It's a young man, familiar even. It's Richie Zlay from the Season 7 finale. He screams into a handheld recorder. He continues to follow the anomaly into the dark of night, and it begins to descend a bit. He makes a sharp turn and parks. Getting out, he sees it nearby. He stammers as he speaks into the microphone again, then decides to take a photo. In his haste, he gets flustered, forgetting to roll the film forward from his last photo. Before he can snap another picture, the bright light descends to the earth, out of sight by a hill. Richie runs towards it, desperate. We now see a large craft descend a few meters off the ground and dissolve into nothingness. The bright light also gone. As the kid crests the hill, he shouts, "This is not happening." Another X-Files podcast. After a moment, he sees a figure in the distance, what appears to be a man walking in the barren field around where the ship hovered. He calls to him. Frightened, the man runs the opposite direction. Richie gives chase down the hill and into the field, but is quickly tripped by something at his feet. When he falls, he sees a woman, naked on her stomach, unmoving, face unseen. This is not happening. Credits. All right, that's the opener.
Yeah, that's where we're going. It's happening. We got aliens again. I mean, this show knows where it lives, and this is probably its most comfortable territory. The unknowable aliens, they're back with a vengeance.
Absolutely. So, for an opening, how does this grab Andrew? How does this...
Oh, you're going to hate this part. Because I'm in it, I'm watching it, I'm having fun, and then I see him pull his camera out and take a picture, and the flash goes off, and all I do is just instantly I'm lost, because I don't know if you know
that's
this
the important part.
So, valued listeners, if you are ever, in a concert, you got your little cell phone camera or whatever, and you're taking a picture, turn off the flash. Because
does he look
in
like
a low
he's
light setting,
caring about what's going on here? He's in a rush. He's in a panic.
Does he want a picture to turn out or not? I mean,
maybe he's not
just
a film student, Andrew.
Well, he clearly should be, because, man, his pictures are going to come out black with that particular method.
Clearly, he didn't have the foresight to bring, I don't know, an actual camera.
An actual camera, yeah, that would have gone a long way. Now, that said, he is, hot dogging it out the window,
right.
As he's driving. So I guess that is the last thing on his mind. But yeah, that was also a nice little throwback. The disposable camera, the instrument of my youth. What a wonderful moment that was to showcase just how bare bones this guy's mission is.
Yes. I cannot, side note, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot tell you, there was a point when you had to go to concerts without a camera. They would confiscate them or make you take them back to your car. So I cannot tell you how many disposable cameras hitched a ride in my underpants.
Ooh.
In order to sneak them into Metallica shows or other bands. So those were the days, ladies and gentlemen.
When you dropped that off for development, did you mention where that camera had been?
Oh, you give it a nice little...
You give it a wipe.
No. You know what? I'm going to just say no, and I apologize to the Walgreens fucking photo developer. I apologize.
And you hand it to your friend saying, "Can you take a picture?"
Sir, why are you handing this to me with tongs?
I don't want to damage it.
To be a child again.
all that aside, it's a wonderful little open. It's making its point. We got aliens returning bodies. It's turning the trope on its head. We've had lots of abductions, but we haven't had much. Well, we have had some returning for a very specific reason, and they used it in the past. Thinking of Spender's, mother Cassandra being returned.
Yeah.
And that was the big deal that normally aliens take people away. Now we are returning them. So that's cool, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, they feel bad for stealing things. So if you bring it back to the store, maybe they won't press charges. So the aliens are returning all their kidnapped people in hopes that, well, they don't want a refund. They feel bad.
Feel bad. We don't know what they feel, Mike. The writers are deliberately cryptic on what the aliens' motivations are. We will never know.
We will never know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, back at the FBI, Mulder's desk drawer opens to reveal his nameplate. Doggett picks it up for a moment as Scully comes in. He called her earlier about something urgent. It was really important she got right down here, but he passed the matter on to Skinner. He should be the one who speaks with her. In Skinner's office, he informs his secretary that Scully will be flying with them. Her and Doggett arrive. Scully is already tired of the runaround and demands answers. The two men tell her a UFO encountered in Montana. A young man chasing an object, tracking it to a field where he saw an alien. Annoyed with the general information, Scully insists she has hundreds of files downstairs with cases exactly like that. Skinner continues. The chaser's name was Richie Zlay, one of the kids from Bellflower, Oregon. You met with him last year. She pauses and begins putting it together. Doggett glances at her with a solemn look on his face. Are you saying this has something to do with Mulder? She asks. Doggett chimes in. It might. Richie didn't find an alien. He found a woman, someone you will recognize, Teresa Hosey. Abducted the night before Mulder was, she starts. Skinner finishes the thought, and then returned last night. He takes a breath, clinging to life by a thread. Okay, so that's the setup, Andrew. That's the setup.
So, okay,
we have
I understand what they're doing here. Need to get Doggett on screen early on. But if the news is coming from Skinner, why didn't Doggett just say, listen, go straight to Skinner's office. He's got something important. The runaround factor.
Can you come down here?
It frustrated me, and I'm not Scully.
Okay, now that you're down here, can you dramatically go upstairs to kind of pull this out a little bit?
And the obvious trope of, I can't tell you, it's like the moments where one character says to another, you've got to come and see this. Mm-hmm. And then there's a whole buildup of like them going over to see it. And they could have just said, yeah, there's an alien over here. It's like, what? No, you have to see it. I couldn't just tell you.
The only problem with this, and it's not an actual problem, but it is kind of a thought that I had. They are under the assumption that if things play out similarly to Teresa, and assuming the aliens go in sequential order, Mulder will be deposited soon. But, that's assuming it's dependent on the tagging of their victims. If the sequencer alien was off by even one number, I mean, Mulder may have screwed this all up. He may have already been deposited somewhere. We don't know. So we just have to hope the aliens are efficient.
I like it. All I needed to know is Teresa's back, and she was in the same batch that got taken.
Batch. Yes.
The same skew of orders.
Well, we go now to the hospital. Teresa is in a room, life support hooked up. Her doctor comes out, rushed and a little put off that he wasn't informed the FBI was coming, but overall desperate for answers. The woman in that room, he's never seen that level of mistreatment. When they go in, Scully watches from the back, almost tearful as the doctor describes everything done to her, fearing the same for her partner. She musters the courage to ask about implants of any kind, but the doctor hasn't found any. The group is then interrupted by an officer looking for Doggett. He reviews the documents and claims, "We got a suspect." We go now to Richie Zlay's hotel. A knock at his door.
Richie?
Yeah?
John Doggett, I'm an FBI agent. This is Agent Scully, Assistant Director Skinner, our boss. You mind if we come in?
Dude, you're already in? But I know you. Do I know you?
You do, Richie. From Oregon. We met late last spring, you remember?
Rich, if you live in Oregon, what are you doing in Montana?
My buddy Gary, right, he was abducted right before your partner. I came looking for him.
So you just came out here on a lark?
No, I was following the news.
The news?
All that's in the last 2 weeks. Yeah, I go in these internet chat rooms to talk about sightings and junk. After Oregon, there wasn't a whole lot, but then all of a sudden in Montana... I never thought I'd find Mrs. Hosey like that, not in a million years.
Richie, when you found that woman's body, you said you saw somebody with her. You told the police it was an alien. You know what a moulage casting is, Richie? It's what the cops take when they find shoe prints. They do these plaster castings. And the ones they got from the field that night were from 9.5 Nikes. You ever hear of an alien in Nikes?
Doesn't mean it wasn't.
Did it ever occur to you that it wasn't an alien, but a man?
Then what about his spaceship?
Agent Doggett leaves, annoyed. Scully follows him out and questions him. You refuse to believe anything other than a man could have done this to Teresa. She claims they've been looking for a break and this is what we've got. But he corrects. What we've got is hope. But let's be honest, as bad as you want to find Mulder, you're afraid to find him. And he leaves her to contemplate that.
Okay. I know what they want to do with Doggett's character. I understand the dynamic that they have set up between him and Agent Scully.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the classic X-Files problem of how much do you need to see before you go, oh, okay, yeah,
Right.
there's something. I can be persuaded. I'm persuadable because things have happened. But
Well,
they decide to push him right back to that corner of, oh no, it's all horseshit.
Yeah. And I won't spoil it for anyone who has not seen the show, but
If you haven't, what are you doing?
he remains in that corner almost, actually, to the final episode, in the sense that there are certain things he will not believe. But yes, I agree. He has fully taken the mantle of first 5 seasons Scully.
And I wouldn't even mind it if he just acknowledged the contradiction. If he said, listen, there are things out there I'll never understand. But in the end, it doesn't help us to solve a case, to prosecute, the people that break the law. That's our job. Anything else is beyond my remit. I would be okay with that. But to have him just be like stonewall for the sake of the plot letting him stonewall, I will be in opposition to you because that's how I'm written. It bothers me after a while, man. It bothers me.
It bothers you. Yeah, I mean, my wife randomly decided she wanted to go through the X-Files again. She's only been through it officially once. So we started season 1 the other day, last week, and I'm going through them and I'm like, man, Scully just will not, she will not just accept some stuff here, but oh boy, what are you going to do?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, we fade into the alien craft. Mulder still sits prone on the alien super mega futuristic dental chair, this time motionless as the camera passes over him. His cheeks still pulled wide, marks all over him, and what appears to be decayed skin all over his body. Scully jolts awake, breathing heavily. Apparently this gets her hot. Cut to Skinner's motel room.
I see, but okay.
Skinner opens the door for her. She's clearly upset. Without any pretense, she simply asks, what if he's dead? And here comes her song. Yeah. Scully's aria fades in as he goes to get dressed. Later, the two stand in the motel lot, Scully staring at the sky. She had a talk with Mulder about starlight once, how it's billions of years old, traveling through time. It won't die. That's where souls reside, Mulder said. She hopes he's right, her voice breaking. Skinner puts his arm around his agent. If you're trying to prepare yourself, I want you to stop. Nothing says he won't be fine. She sobs. Again. And puts her head in his chest. Back at St. Jean Hospital. Yep. An older man enters the hospital and heads to the check-in counter. When the camera circles, he is now Teresa's doctor. He's putting in for her to be transferred. Get her ready as soon as possible. The nurse leaves to cooperate, and as soon as she does, the camera falls to the man's feet. Sure enough, Andrew. White Nikes. Mark Snow reminds us this is important.
Talk about clubbing you over the head. I mean, is this a case of, you know, if you weren't looking, you might have missed it, so they give you 2 more clues to let you know this guy's a son of a bitch.
That's not an alien, is it? I don't know.
Is it?
Aliens wearing Nikes.
Honey, he's wearing the Nikes. He's an alien, like the said. He's an alien wearing Nikes. It is possible.
Literally. No. A phone ringing. Scully is awakened. She's being informed Teresa was transferred. But where's Agent Doggett? Cut to a car rolling up. Scully and Skinner get out of the car in a remote field to meet Doggett. To their surprise, Doggett hasn't found Teresa. He has brought them out there to get another point of view from a friend. A woman stands in the distance on a small hill, looking off mysteriously. Doggett worked with her on a case once. She has a specialization in ritualistic crime. Her name is Monica Reyes. Scully and Skinner are obviously confused and a bit put out. As they make introductions, Monica flicks a cigarette. A warning? It's an awkward meeting as both parties wait for the other to start, Scully refusing to. Beautiful country out here, Monica laughs. It's an interesting case, she starts. Scully challenges her at every beat. What we think happened and what actually happened is not always the same, Monica says. She's under the impression the case involves Scully, and she hesitantly confirms. Whoever did this to Teresa, Monica continues, cared about her enough not to kill her. What she's read is not much, different from typical cult ritualistic abuse. Skinner interjects. They're dealing with abductions, not a cult. Monica goes with what she knows, but she tries to stay open. Agent Mulder and others are true believers, 100% believers. Once again, Skinner scoffs at the idea Mulder staged his abduction, but Reyes corrects. It's about like minds coming together. Basically, he may have joined a UFO cult. Needless to say, Scully and Skinner are skeptical. Doggett chimes in. It makes sense. The leader of the cult leaves her out to die, finds out she's alive, and comes back for her. It also makes sense. If we find him, we might find Mulder. Monica once again corrects. I don't think he left her here to die. I don't think she's dead. Scully challenges her once more. Based on what? A feeling, Monica says. Scully leaves and Doggett chases after her. Scully's happy that Doggett believes her theory, but she's not even sure Reyes and him are on the same team. She hasn't made any sense of how the doctor that removed Teresa was seemingly in 2 places at once. He stops her. I know where you're going, but if you're going to claim this is another alien bounty hunter, this is where we part company. She calls his bluff. Enjoy your new company, and continues to the car. Oh my God, she just broke up with Doggett.
Well, that's probably for the best, to be honest. I have no idea why this scene is even here, other than they needed to introduce Monica.
They needed to introduce her. It's very weird, very awkward, and you watch it and you're like, just someone talk, please. Well, in straight English.
No, they're trying something. I just don't know what, because when we are introduced to Monica as she has a master's in religious studies, specializing in ritualistic crime. Okay, I mean that's a thing, and it could be useful in some cases. But when Scully says, "Are we working the same case here?" When she says that, I'm thinking you are absolutely right. Why on earth do we need Monica here? I mean, I think where it's going is that Doggett knows she has kind of an empathic psychic intuition thing that could be useful. Like that's the real superpower here, not any of her skills. So even the introduction is horseshit. But
I think he wants her to be, or excuse me, he wants what she's good at to be the answer as to what's happening to Mulder because it's of this world, right? So he's thinking in the logical, this stuff really happens in cults. People go nuts. They have weird things, rituals. She specializes in this. Maybe this is what happened to him. And I'm guessing the two of them off screen kind of pieced this together. And
maybe, but it's such a Hail Mary in contrast to the actual facts of the case.
Right.
Like they found a body in the middle of nowhere that was beat up bad. Well, I don't think the FBI's instant reaction is, let's go to the Masters in Religious Studies for her take on it.
Yeah.
And just everything about Monica, the way they cast her, like they from the get-go decide that she and Scully are going to be at odds, that the classic, two women can't get along when there's a man in the middle.
Well, I wouldn't say it's that. I think it is Scully just does not have time for what she knows is not the truth. And it's not that she's disliking Reyes on a romantic level. I don't think it's anything like that. Okay, I think it's, I would say that would be more Mulder's ex.
Yeah.
Phoebe or season 5. What is her fucking name? Fowler.
Mimi Rogers' character.
Yeah.
Fowler. Yeah.
Yeah. This, I would say that that's just more, Scully doesn't have time for this. She's got a clue as to where Mulder is or where he could be in the near future. So she doesn't really have time to deal with a non-fact or something her character does know is not true.
Well, and the obvious point of information where it's almost just casually dropped, where she says the doctor was in two places at once, to which Doggett, who is, we know, the proponent for actual physical evidence, is completely dismissive. He's like, oh, if you're saying it's another alien bounty hunter, well, we part company. It's like, well, no, you were in the room with me chasing
Come on,
me.
Mr. Science and Logic.
Yeah. It's like the last time we encountered this is exactly what happened. You're just going to conveniently forget about it. And then it happened again here. It's like, there's a big similarity between this case and the last time we encountered these people.
Well,
So
if you're
again,
clinging
the
to something, Andrew,
so oppositionally, again, I don't think for any great reason. And then to just bring in Monica, it's like they needed to even the odds to sort of give another viewpoint, which was grounded in some kind of science.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just did not work for me, this whole thing. I'm just like, okay, we'll get through it. And I understand I think that they're laying the groundwork for maybe
the new
Gillian Anderson's getting a little bit tired and maybe she wants to move on.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're going to introduce Monica as a potential Scully replacement so we can have the Doggett and Reyes show eventually. But
absolutely. That's exactly.
I mean, she's pregnant. They need to give themselves an out. They don't want to be caught by surprise again.
Well, she had stated that this is going to be it. The only reason she's in season 9 is because they upped her pay and gave her the new role as the consultant. She's in the show, but she's not in the show. It's the Doggett and Reyes show. Absolutely. But
yeah.
All right. We go to a compound. In the middle of a hilly countryside sits a row of small cottages. A middle-aged man enters one and asks how she is. The man who entered the hospital in the previous night sits next to Teresa, a cloth on her forehead, tending to her. We were almost too late, he says. If you didn't notice it yet, it's Jeremiah Smith from seasons 3 and 4, Andrew.
This is his final appearance.
Yeah, he places a hand on her forehead and smiles. Sure enough, her facial wounds begin to heal spontaneously. Jeremiah looks at the other man and smiles, while the man at the door sheds a tear of happiness. Back at the hospital.
I thought you'd be out combing the hills with Agent Doggett.
I'm on my way out to see him. I just wanted to see film on this woman's injuries. Teresa Hosey.
Is there something you're looking for, Agent Reyes, in particular?
Implants, or signs of them.
Implants? I don't understand.
Metallic implants, placed in the body. Oftentimes in the nasal cavity, sometimes made of bone or cartilage, making detection a little more difficult.
Yeah, I'm well aware of how they work.
You said you didn't understand.
I don't understand your interest in what is commonly considered evidence of alien abduction as a disbeliever in that phenomenon.
I'm not a disbeliever.
Excuse me, I'm very confused. I know what I heard, and I heard you say that what we're dealing with here is nothing more than a UFO cult.
There's the confusion. I still believe that, but it doesn't mean I don't believe in the phenomena.
You believe in extraterrestrials?
Let's just say I don't not believe. As I said, I try to stay open.
What is it you specialize in again? Ritualistic crime?
Right. Satanic ritual abuse. Or I should say claims of it. We never found any hard evidence.
We should talk sometime.
Not that I don't believe in it. I was something of a black sheep in the field office in New Orleans. Because of my beliefs.
And what beliefs are those?
I just have certain spiritual notions. I believe there are energies in the universe. It might sound kind of cosmic, but I think I'm sensitive to them. I mean, I get these feelings.
And do you have any feelings about Agent Mulder?
I don't know Agent Mulder, and I don't have any feelings about him. But I am feeling your fear. And fear's not going to help you find him or anyone else. Maybe you can try and stay open, too.
So Scully and Monica finally have a face-to-face that's a little bit more interesting and straightforward, Andrew.
Still hate it. Still hate it.
Do you? Okay.
All
right.
Listen, she's the X-Files equivalent of Poochie the dog. Is how I'm feeling about her, because like we first see her and she's edgy, she smokes, she's different, she's got feelings, and she's coming at this from a different angle, and she's oppositional. Oh, she's probably got a black belt in karate too, and then later on we see, oh, actually no, she's a believer, she understands, and she's got a spiritual sense, and she was a black sheep. I mean, this honestly, if this was a better episode, later on she goes full Alex Krycek, having been positioned so well as a potential ally to the duo there that
she does go Alex Krycek, but not for a long time.
My point is made for me. She's just too perfect, as far as the character goes. And again, I'm still not sure what she's doing here.
I'm on the fence with Monica. I don't hate her. I like her. But I do feel that this is too much of a character. And what I mean by that is she's very much she's like the Deanna Troi of Star Trek The Next Generation.
Yes.
She becomes 100%. This empath or spiritual feeler of situations. And I'm like, now people have superpowers again. And I don't know that I really like that. Yeah. I'm okay when superpowers are the focus of an episode. I have a real hard time being okay with my heroes or the heroes of the show becoming something that's more than human. That's just, we all know that about me and about Mulder, but it's like, are we really doing this?
But and to the same vein, my preference for the show, I like the episodes which are pretty close to reality. Like they're explainable. Absolutely. When they get into magic territory, I'm like, okay, I understand you had to go there. But I just think that this was not the right episode to bring her in, or at least the script does not work for the character. Like she basically doesn't do anything other than soon enough she's
about to.
Well, she's just right place, right time. I mean, that's just lucky. It's nothing about her.
Right.
Could have been Doggett driving out there, except that if he saw a UFO, it would blow his mind.
He'd go into a seizure.
Yeah. So, she's literally the only character who's allowed to see UFOs. It could be Skinner, I suppose, but why is he out there? Can't be Doggett because it would change his character. Can't be Scully because confirmation bias. I don't know what. So she's essentially, that is her role. She, in this episode, she is brought in to be a foil so she can advance the plot. But
well, there you go.
Yeah. Okay. Well, again, this is always about the script. This was not about her value as a character in the script. It was about her necessity as a plot element.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm less harsh on it in this episode. I can believe, and this, it's not a lot for me to just go, okay. But I can believe Doggett would bring someone he knows in to take a look at the case. That's fine. Whatever. The fact that she is a super mega mind lady is a little much for me, but whatever.
Yeah.
She talks in riddles, and it's really kind of annoying in this episode.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's that time, everyone. The Magus Media Production sales pitch. Please check out our homepage at magusmediaproductions.net so you can stay up to date on all of our shows. Check out our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/Magus Media Productions, both of which have our Discord link on it, where you can join us for live shows as we record them for future release. At Magus Media Prods on X, our Patreon, patreon.com/Magus Media, where a $5 donation will help us keep the lights on and bringing you new content, and you get some stickers. Thank you for your consideration and support. Well, that night, Andrew, she's about to do something for everyone, and it could not have been done without her. She drives along a highway. She glances at her Morley lights on the passenger seat, clearly being tempted. As she grabs it and snatches a stick, her car begins to lose power strangely. Then it powers back up. Off to her right, she then notices an orb of light in the distance. It begins zooming by as the cigarette hangs out of her mouth, disbelief on her face. Once again, we are treated to a scene of a craft landing and disappearing. Jeremiah and the other man find another victim in the field. It's a male. They lift him together and bring him to a truck, but before they can finish, Monica's voice echoes from afar. Stop there, I'm a federal agent. Because if you want to sneak up on anyone, you want to announce yourself as quickly as
far
possible.
away as possible.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The two men finish up and both enter the truck to drive off. Monica sees feet at the tailgate of the truck. Someone is in there. As she looks around, she quickly sees someone else in the field. Another man lies naked, face down.
Boy, those aliens are not
They're not efficient.
gentle at all.
And it does call into question the next episode. But we go to an autopsy bay. Scully begins recording her findings of Gary's body, lying on a table. Cuts and abrasions from ligature or binding devices, bruising radiating around the ankles, wrists, and face. She stops for a moment as emotions overwhelm her. Skinner and Doggett watch. An officer then lets in Richie. It is, after all, his friend Gary. Later on, Doggett sits in the hall. Monica approaches him. You're hurting for her. Mind powers. He doesn't know she's doing it in there. He doesn't know how she's doing it in there. The autopsy. With everything she's feeling and afraid of. You know all too well, she says. He stands. Let's leave the past in the past. It was your fear too. The 3 days we searched for your son. Finding what we did. It's why you're determined to find Mulder alive. It's why Doggett can't stand here and listen to stories about spaceships.
Yeah.
Monica saw what she saw. Whatever it was led to this. She unfolds a piece of paper, a wanted poster. One of the men she saw in the field was this man, and he goes by the name Absalom, a religious zealot who escaped a shootout in Idaho. I'm sorry, you were going to say something.
Well, okay, obviously she's doing another plot thing. She's bringing Absalom into the plot, so good for you.
Not only, Andrew, does she detect emotions and get weird nature senses, she can see pretty damn well in the dark from a distance.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they did not face her at all.
At all, no.
In any safe distance.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I call bullshit on this one.
Oh, there's a fair amount of that going on.
Throwing the flag on this little wanted poster
little
thing.
Red card moment there. Okay.
Yeah.
Exactly. I wanted to do a little bit of a diversion at this point to discuss to try and piece together some alien motivation at this point, to try and figure out what is happening. Because this whole two-parter, I've been like, what is the point of what's going on here? So let's start with facts.
Okay.
Evil aliens who abducted people are now returning people, but they are almost dead, right? And Absalom and Jeremiah find them, bring them back to their compound. Jeremiah heals them. Or at least that's the plan. So
Right.
we're on board with that, right? That's established? Okay. Why? Like, to what end? So Jeremiah knows the people are coming back? And is he part of the aliens that did the abducting? And now this is a mea culpa moment?
He is...
Is he a different alien?
For people who remember the end of season 3, he was intervening on behalf of humans and the opposing side, which is the Syndicate, and the alien plan, which is to prime the planet for invasion. This is another avenue. Since the Syndicate has been destroyed, this is their next plan. They are creating a breed of super soldiers to prime the planet for whatever. Whether or not that makes sense, whether or not that's good, arguably people's least favorite aspect of this show is the super soldier aspect.
I think when you say people, you mean you. But anyway.
I've heard plenty of people say that.
So, okay. So the aliens' plan is to drop the abductees that are now infected with this new virus, and they're going to appear dead, or they are ultimately going to die, but not really be
Think
dead.
of them as system reboots. They have to
sleeper
drain the
agents.
life energy out of these people, the humanity out of them, to
Yes,
the
as
point
it
where
were.
they are essentially dead.
Yeah.
And then the little light from Monster or Ghost in the Machine flicks on, and then beep, beep,
Yes.
beep, 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 the system boots
I'm
up.
just
You
dying
hear,
for a cigarette.
you hear the fans winding up, and they are now born anew as alien super soldiers.
Okay, so what is Jeremiah doing? Is he removing the
He's
alien
removing
virus?
that.
Okay, but he
Because-
knows he knows where the ships are coming and dropping off bodies.
I think he's got a sense of it. I don't know that he knows everything.
He's in on the plot.
He's Monica Reyesing this.
He must be, but I mean, it's not like, yeah, he's got Monica Reyes levels of luck in terms of being in the right place, right time. But that first one, like when Richie encounters Jeremiah running away, I think that's him arriving via spaceship, right?
No.
Or is Absalom around the corner?
Absalom, yeah, they've been working together for some time.
Okay, well, I choose to believe that because it makes marginally more sense. But
Jeremiah Smith has been supposedly working with Absalom and healing people. He was not arriving in this. I don't believe. If he is, that's weird. But
where's Absalom? Is he off getting smokes? I mean,
I don't know.
Richie can't see him yet. He's not part of the plot.
I mean, the big question here is, if he's arriving, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. If he's not arriving, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because the aliens literally, they descend on the field, they disappear, the bodies appear, and people are there within seconds.
Yeah.
So are they not paying attention that people are intervening in their plan, or
they just do not give a fuck anymore?
Once they are off the ship, man, fuck them. I don't care.
You even wonder why they bother disappearing. Like, why engage the cloaking field if you are just literally doing a drive-by body drop?
And if you want to pull out that thread even more, why broadcast your location up until the point you land?
Why land on the ground? They drop Billy Miles in the ocean.
No. You can pick up from afar. You cannot put someone down from a spaceship with a tractor beam. You have to make sure they are safe.
To land safely.
Yeah.
So that you can drop them on their face.
I know it looks cool, and Chris Carter was like, yeah, let's have the alien spaceships. We're going to get them as much screen time as possible now that everyone knows they exist.
We paid for this. Yeah.
So let's make them land and disappear, but we're also going to make them bright, shining lights in the sky that are easily followable until that point. And it's
It's so inconsistent.
It's
I
like,
mean,
I just don't understand why they wouldn't be cloaked the whole time.
well, you got to save energy, man.
I mean, I guess.
Interstellar travel, it takes a fair amount of space juice. So
That's
you can't
true.
waste it on cloaking it until you really need to hide from somebody with a camera.
The upshot in all of this is that
Yeah.
they finally got an alien pilot that can not crash.
Oh my goodness, you're right. They're not shot down.
This is not Brian Thompson at the wheel here.
He's been fired.
He has been fired.
He's been stabbed in the neck and he's out.
All right, all right.
Thank you for that diversion.
That was a
it
fun
makes
little-
marginal sense.
Yes.
Not a lot, but more than it did before to me.
Well, Absalom is the leader, it appears, of a doomsday cult prophesizing the alien apocalypse at the millennium. Disgraced when that didn't happen, he moved to something a little bit more of this world. Credit card fraud. She also ran the plate on the truck. More bullshit, Andrew. It's registered to a farm about an hour from here. And
That is the one believable element I would hang on to, actually. That is what the FBI is probably good at.
But no. My complaint is that I don't believe she saw his face because I don't believe she was close enough. And yet now she's reading numbers and letters off a license plate.
Yeah,
I don't know.
okay.
I don't know if I buy that she was close enough for that either. But
no, you know what it is? And we didn't see it. Otherwise, it would have made sense. But what it is, she had a little disposable camera with her.
yes,
And
she snapped a few photos.
Snapped a few photos, took the pictures back to Walgreens, instantly developed with them now.
With the flash off.
Because she's a smarty pants. She knows how to do that. So that's why she got the good pictures, and that's why she could see Absalom's face. And that's why she could see the license plate.
Indeed.
Yeah.
All right. At the camp, a large fire sits in the middle of a camp as the believers all eat some dinner. Jeremiah rolls up in his truck and gets out, rushing to Absalom. Get everybody inside. They're coming. As he says the words, he scans the perimeter of the camp. It's quiet. Then he sees shadows on a far tent. You can't let them find him. The feds begin identifying themselves, panicking the cultists. Lights shine through and weapons are drawn as they descend on the camp. The members scatter, some complying. Agent Doggett calls out on a bullhorn to warn everyone to remain calm and cooperate. Skinner draws down on Absalom and holds him at gunpoint. SWAT busts into one of the houses. Monica enters herself, again announcing they are in no danger if they remain calm. Otherwise, they're just going to level this place. Her and Scully note the cameras on the ceilings. They go from cot to cot, only separated by plastic curtains, searching. Just then, they swing open another sheet of plastic to see Teresa lying there, surprised to see them. More surprising, though, is that she looks fully healed. Get A.D. Skinner and Doggett in here to see this. Later on, Absalom can't explain why or how, only where. Doggett is interrogating him. The ships come in and drop the abductees. He goes to get them and help. Doggett leans in. Like Teresa, when you left her for dead?
You say that these abductees are returned with severe injuries. But that doesn't fit the pattern of any alien abduction model.
That's what I'm trying to explain. I predicted there would be an alien invasion at the millennium. I was right, it turns out. Because that's when this all started.
Sir, given the criminal charges against you, you couldn't be a less credible witness. So stop trying to validate your theories and just give us the truth.
I'm telling you the truth. I only want to help these people.
So these video cameras that you have around your compound, how do they help?
Abductees live in fear of being taken again. The cameras give them a sense of security.
No, it makes them afraid to leave.
Do you have videotape of how you happened to heal Teresa Hosey?
No.
trust you to give me the truth.
She leans in. Do you have videotape of this man? And hands him a photo of Agent Mulder. Absalom looks at it and after a moment shakes his head. Outside, Skinner accuses him of hiding something. Monica agrees. Back at their motel room, Scully tries to flick on the light, but it doesn't work. She peers into her room, and by the window, she catches a glimpse of Mulder's face by the window.
Agent Scully?
Monica enters, breaking her of the spell. Scully runs to the window.
What?
I saw something.
They clearly needed to get their money's worth out of David Duchovny. I mean, so far, like, they literally paid him to be in this episode. And we've had him in the dental chair, which could have been B-roll from the beginning of the season, for all I know. And then I think this is it. This is the first time we've seen him. So,
Yep.
What, she's going crazy? Or is she actually seeing an apparition?
Well, what can I say?
Yeah.
You get your money's worth. I mean, it's good to be David Duchovny right now. You don't got to do much.
Can we go back to the Waco style cult raid?
Well, there were no tanks. There were no flaming buildings.
They didn't burn the place down, so I suppose it's done better. But I guess the credit card fraud, that's the reason they're going in to dismantle the entire compound. And Scully says the charges against you. The only thing that they have mentioned is credit card fraud. And that's an armed FBI response team. I feel like that is a disproportionate response.
I would say you're probably right if it is just the credit card fraud, but I would not be surprised if the religious angle and the cult part of it doesn't. I would be surprised if that doesn't play some role in it. They make him out to be a David Koresh, right? So
it's not against the law to be that.
It's not against the law to be that, but it's, I guess the FBI and the government don't like it. So,
and that is enough for Chris Carter.
That is them going. We're going to roll in hot.
Yeah. It's just a lot of red flags for me on that whole business. And, guns pointed at people, don't resist and you'll be fine. That's, oh my God, the steel toe boots of the government machine rolling over the man here. I think I'm surprised they're not.
Well, either way, he is guilty of credit card fraud, which is a big deal.
So you hit that hard. MasterCard don't take no guff.
They don't. They want answers. Thank you very much.
Well, the one answer that Scully doesn't get, the one very obvious question that she could poke right in Doggett's face, is how Teresa Jose came to be in Absalon's care. Mm-hmm. Because the last we knew, doctor, who was in two places at once, got her out of the hospital, and the next thing you know, she's in the compound. But they don't talk about that. And if they did, to be like, oh, well, awkward.
Well, you're just thinking too logically, Andrew.
Right. The episode doesn't move fast enough.
If believers waved the evidence in front of the non-believer's face all the time, Mulder would get nothing done in the first few seasons. So
the real fault in this episode is it doesn't move fast enough. If it moved faster, I wouldn't have time to pick out all the flaws.
Well, Reyes brings everyone together to see something on the reviewed tapes. She sees the two men with a body in the back of their truck. Scully keys in on Jeremiah. I know that man. She identifies him. He had the ability to heal people, just like he did Teresa. Take a look at this tape, Monica says. As she slowly scans forward, she shows Jeremiah walking past people, in one moment looking as he does, in the next looking like John Doggett. What the hell? I never even went into that building, Doggett says. We have to get back out there.
That's not enough to convince Doggett, by the way.
Apparently not. Apparently not.
That's like, what a trick. How did he do that trick? That's all. He didn't even go there. He's just
Come on, more camera tricks like from Badla.
That's right.
Where's Chuck Burks?
Episode. Yeah.
All right. Back at the compound, they all roll up. Scully and Reyes rush in searching for Jeremiah, while Doggett and Skinner search the woods. As the women barrel into the compound, Scully begins calling for Jeremiah. She wants to speak with him. Quickly, she identifies someone in the back behind everyone else. He comes forward. She summons him to another room. The camera rises from the floor, and we see he has Nikes on. Alone with Monica and Scully, the interrogation commences. Are you Jeremiah Smith? No. Did you heal these people? No. Did you heal Teresa Hosey? Scully gets desperate and pounds on the table. I know who you are. A knock at the door interrupts the proceedings. Someone summons Monica out. As she closes the door, Scully looks back to the man. To her surprise, she sees the Jeremiah Smith she knows sitting before her. He lets a slight grin show. You're going to expose me and you're putting people in danger. I save abductees all over the country. Scully asks where Mulder is. You came crashing in here. I was trying to save him too. Skinner then opens the door, startling her. You better come with us. She looks back at Smith, who has now quickly changed back to the mystery man. You must protect me.
What is it?
She leaves with Skinner and sees Monica, everyone's face stricken with concern.
It's Mulder.
Out in the forest, it's dark. A group of agents stand in a circle against the moonlight. Doggett sees Scully running up to him and he tries to intercept. He's over there. She struggles against his arms, desperately trying to break free. How bad is he? When he finally lets her go, she approaches Mulder. The agents give her room. She kneels at her partner's body, cold to the touch, as she caresses his bruised face. Doggett picks her up and begins to pull her away. She fights him once more. He needs help, she pleads, ripping herself from him once more to run back to Jeremiah. Doggett calls to her as she bolts into the night. She blows through the forest, branches and leaves whipping against her. When she reaches the perimeter of the compound, she sees a bright orb of light descend from the skies. It approaches one of the cottages. As it descends, the giant ship shows itself. A beam of light cascades downwards onto the building. She pushes herself to keep going, intent on fighting the inevitable. The terrified screams of the cultists get louder as she gets closer and enters the building. The light from above shakes the entire structure, catching even the SWAT team off guard. Windows and walls shatter furiously as Scully passes everyone. Without warning, everything stops. The light's gone, the world is calm once more. She barges into Jeremiah's room, empty. Realization begins setting in as she begins to cry. As she falls to her knees and shouts to the heavens,
This is not happening!
credits.
Oof.
Intense. I'll take it. I enjoy the inevitability of that scene. Are they really going to kill Mulder of that? That's a good. Whether or not the episode deserves it completely, I enjoy the last few minutes of that. You can feel the tension and the desperation there. And I think obviously Scully, Gillian Anderson, is a master at that. So
I agree completely with that. It is a very, it's a well-crafted moment. My issue is the capper at the end where she's crying and she goes to her knees and says, "This is not happening." And I just think, oh, for God's sake, is that really what you say in that moment? And how does anybody watching not look at that and take it for anything but a joke? I mean, the episode's name is "This Is Not Happening." We're calling back to Richie Salazay at the beginning saying this is not happening. I just think you did not do that. You did not need to go there. Like, I know that you thought it was cool, writer, to put it in at the end, so we got a whole going full circle to find the truth moment or whatever, but just her saying that at that moment, it just feels so weird. And it just makes me roll my eyes, where I should be like wrapped up in the palm of her hand with this moment of high emotion. But
So you didn't like the line? I'm kidding.
I didn't, and I just felt like she probably was told to say it. You know, it's like this is how the script is, and she was like, "Why would I say that in this moment?" I get it's frustrating, but no, the character just breaks down. That's what it is.
Yeah. Well, she broke
yes,
down
I did not
to
like
say,
that moment.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the episode, Andrew.
That's the episode. Are we in a final thoughts territory now?
I think we are. What do you feel
right.
on this one? I think I know.
Well, I have kept it carefully hidden. I don't know if it's obvious to most. My question mainly is this the moment where the show has jumped the shark? Like literally, we're reaching the point where the writing around the moments of prior better episodes inform the work for the writers here. Like they're digging deep back into past episodes of bringing up old characters, old threads, recycling some plot elements. I mean, they're hamstrung, obviously, by the fact that they got to bring back David Duchovny into the main body of the show. They've got to solve the problem of how do we resurrect Fox Mulder? And it's a doozy. Like, they've had to face issues like this in the past. How do we deal with Gillian Anderson being unavailable for X number of shows in season 2? And they did it, right? So they're not strangers to this. But I don't know, man. I don't feel like they're doing a great job here. The "this is not happening" line, it's fine coming out of the mouth of Richie Salazay. It's a good chuckle. It's cute. But then when Scully's having the greatest crisis of her life, in the final moment of the episode, we have this. Like, who thought that would land with anything but a joke? So I will stop harping on that moment and move on.
No, you're good.
There is a lot to dislike for me in this episode. It outbalances many of the episode's better plot points. We are slowly moving towards some resolution about the disappearance of Mulder. If I ever see him in the torture chair again, it will be too soon. And we have the introduction of the edgy, mysterious Monica Reyes. Not handled with grace, I think, unfortunately. Too weird. And Doggett's continuing to be Doggett in the face of this overwhelming evidence. Skinner's basically dad. I mean, what are we even doing here? That is what I come back to. What are we even doing in this episode?
So would you actually be saying, as you're watching this episode, this is not happening?
Well, if that's the case, it's a masterstroke episode to get me to that point. So I should just reevaluate everything.
Well,
I
it's
think
just like Chris Carter in Fight Club. He made it so bad you don't want to talk about it. And that's the first rule of Fight Club. You don't talk about it.
Now, I accept that for Monster of the Week episodes, but with Mythology Arc episodes, no. You can't go with those shenanigans with that.
Okay, so I feel like we are, strangely enough, in different camps here.
This almost never happens to us.
No, not
so
at
you
all.
liked it then? Is that what you're
I wouldn't
saying?
say I like it. And I'm being completely honest here. It's not a go-to episode for me. It's not a go-to mythology episode for me. I think there are solid moments, and obviously, as we've discussed here, there are moments that I'm like, what's going on? And obviously, you have your issues with it.
Mm-hmm.
The dramatics of the ending oftentimes make me think better of an episode, right? So Closure is a great example of that. Very meh episode, even a meh or very disappointing conclusion to that story.
Mm-hmm.
But the scene with Mulder and Samantha, it's like, okay, I'm on board with this. And the payoff is important to me. And I admit it, I'm a sucker for emotional moments. And I think this one does fall in that category where I feel for Scully. I can't imagine what it would be like to be in a situation where you've been hoping against hope that someone's alive. They're not. And especially a partner or a friend. So I believe she sells it. And I got to be honest, I never thought of the line as offensive.
I mean, it's a strong word, but it took me out of the moment.
Well, it's obviously, it's obviously important
there.
to you.
Well,
I think that's fair, but I just don't. I don't think I ever thought, well, that's lame. I did note that yes, that's the title of the episode.
So fan servicey to me that I was just why would she? And she, like, you get a sense of a character, right? We've been with this character for 8 seasons. We think we know the character, right? And she surprised us from time to time with how they've written her. They've done some interesting things with her character. But in this moment, I'm like, that is clearly the writer having done that. And I don't believe it coming out of her mouth. So it just, it just deflated the entire moment for me. As much as it gave you some pathos, some payoff at the end, I was right there. I was right in it. And I was like, oh shit, this is a big deal. And then she said that line and I'm like, oh, for God's sake. So
we'll just mute it.
Anyway, like I said, I will stop talking about that.
No, that's good. Well, that's the episode, ladies and gentlemen.
That is it. Wow.
That is the first part of this thrilling two-parter. And tune in next week for the conclusion. Andrew's going to take us on a wild ride. He's going to make sure that we keel over with excitement. We are going to die with good stories.
Excitement
about what he's going to say.
We're going to expire and say our final words.
But we are also going
to
setting. Live the rest of our lives with happiness that he portrayed it the way he did.
I think I see where you're going with that. Yeah, nice.
Absolutely. Well, thank you everyone for listening, watching, whatever, to this first part of the two-parter. And Andrew, if you would like to say goodbye to the good listeners, please do so.
Yes, dear listeners, thank you for listening. And as always, watch your smoke intake, because if you try and light up in the wrong place, you might see alien craft. So just be careful right there.
Thank you for listening to today's episode. If you liked what you heard, please rate and review on your podcast app of choice. Andrew and I would be eternally grateful to you fine people for helping us expand and get the word out. Also, we've got a killer group on Facebook. Feel free to join in on the discussion at facebook.com/groups/thisisnothappeningpod and become an official member of the syndicate. We do polls and we have questions for every episode to give you guys the opportunity to chime in and possibly let your voice be heard on our recordings. And please join us on our new Twitter at tinhxfilespod, no dash, to stay up to date on everything, moment to moment. Thank you, and remember, don't stop swimming.